This is Milk and Cookies, Conversations Off the Court, brought to you by the good folks at Humboldt Creamery, and Warriors assistant coach Bruce Fraser joining us here as we talk about a variety of things. And feel free at any time to indulge. We do need to talk about warm-ups as we get warmed up here. And you see in the pregame your work with Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, Kevin Durant, and some unique things. I mean, the one I think everyone wants to know about always is the lean back. Like, what muscles are you training when you are doing the lean back?
I'm just trying not to get injured on that. Actually, there's no muscle training. It started with me playing one-on-one with Luke Walton in our practices, like kind of while the guys were warming up, and it was a move that I used on him. So I used to lean back, and Luke would try and pull the chair out. And I didn't realize this, but Steph was watching what was going on. So I'm guarding Steph in our pregame routine where there's a section of it where we play a little one-on-one. And all of a sudden he's using my move that I use on Luke on me. I was in Vegas during the summer at a coach's clinic, and a couple coaches came up to me and said, what's that unbelievable thing you're doing with Steph? Like, that's next level. I was like, you mean they're like, yeah, what is that training? I was like, no, he's making fun of me. There's no training in that. It's good to keep guys a little loose and to have a little fun because it's a long season. Certainly Steph needs to do certain things to get ready for the game, and there's some serious parts that need to be productive and efficient. But if you can sort of keep certain things light while you're being efficient and productive, I think that's a good, balance. And so that's one of the connections Steph and I have is an element of humor.
You've had a long history of not just working with our superstars, but superstars in the world of entertainment. The NBA Entertainment League in Los Angeles, and your involvement as a coach very early on, a fascinating story that you've got to share.
My first year in the league, I played and coached, and then I stopped coaching because there was really no coaching in that league. It was really just a fun league to play in. So I went from a team of Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire, and I can't even remember if Nick Cassavetes, he was a director, and a bunch of guys, good guys, and then to a music-driven team with Snoop and Ice Cube and Justin Timberlake. So I know I'm name dropping, but those are the guys on my team.
But
so
this is
and you're asking for it.
No, be fair. So it's not like you're name dropping. The NBA itself wanted to build out a league where entertainers in Los Angeles could come take part in something that was organized, and also build some bonds for movies that we later saw to kind of bridge entertainment in Los Angeles with the NBA.
No, for sure. I mean, it was an authentic way for the NBA to establish relationships with actors, writers, producers, agents. There's a lot of people in that entertainment world that really love the NBA and love playing basketball at whatever level. What it was really cool for was when you played in that league, you got to know people in an intimate, like kind of authentic way. And I still know a lot of those guys just from that league. So it was definitely good for the NBA. It was fun to play in. And even though I remember them, they have no idea who I am.
Stop. So, but rapid fire with the coaching staff. And let's go one by one. And let's start with Ron Adams. When you think of what Ron Adams brings to the program, we all know defensive coordinator and really the wisdom that he imparts. But what's the secret sauce here?
Well, he's done it a long time, so experience be my first word. You just mentioned it, but wisdom. Mm-hmm. He's a little quirky, but in a good way. So he's fun. He's different, but he brings us knowledge, not just on the court, but with interesting articles, and he's philosophical.
Coach Brown, Mike Brown, comes in last season during the playoffs, and everything goes according to plan. Don't miss a beat. Everything stays within the program. He was amazing, super great guy. What does he continue to bring as far as stability?
He brings experience too, but in a different way. He's half the age of Ron, or almost, not quite, but he's been a head coach a few times now. So that kind of experience is invaluable, and he's a really hard worker. He studies the game. He's put a lot of time into the craft for himself, and he's been under some really good people.
So two guys that were recently NBA players are also in the staff here, Jaron Collins and Willie Green, and those guys bring incredible energy and real know-how, and the players relate to them.
Well, they're relevant. Willie's relevant. He just finished playing, and that's important. And former players are always good for our players. You know, there's a level of trust and respect that comes with that, with the players that we have with former players.
Another young gun is a guy that was the coach of the Summer League team this past Summer League in Las Vegas, Chris DeMarco. And I mean, you talk about a guy on the rise too.
Yeah, he's learned a lot, and he's bright too with the game, and he's just working his way up. But I think his value lies within the way he operates with the players and the respect they have for him, and his relationships.
What Coach Kerr has put out there as the ethos of the team, and how you weave into this is, to me, completely fascinating. He's like primed to be, if he wasn't a basketball coach, a CEO of a major corporation. He's an unbelievable communicator, an unbelievable leader who lets people be themselves. When you see the best of what he does and the way that you want to weave in, what is that?
Well, I mean, he set the culture from the start here, and he allowed me to be a part of that. And he trusted in my, intuitive spirit in some of those ways in dealing with players or how players were going. So I think I'm a trusted source for him that is always going to be honest. And I know enough about the game to add some value, and probably more about life in a different way. And so I think the combination of those is giving me a place to add value. But I think Steve steers the whole ship, and we all just sort of play small parts.
Q, you're the best. Thank you so much. This has been Milk and Cookies, brought to you by Humboldt Creamery.